Daniel Theobald here. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. Today I am talking to some high school students. I was interested in figuring out whether mental health is something that is talked about in high school, whether the stigma of mental health is still there, or whether we're, perhaps train our young people better when it comes to these type of topics. So why don't you each introduce yourself?
All right, I'm Parras. I'm a rising senior at Harker.
I'm Vuk. I'm also a rising senior at Harker. So yeah.
I'm Austin. I'm a rising senior at CRLS.
Oh, we got a bunch of juniors here. Good. All right, so you know the drill at your high schools pretty well. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month. The whole point of this, the reason that we're doing these interviews is to try and raise awareness, to try and help destigmatize talking about mental health. Because when somebody can't talk about their mental health, it becomes very isolating, a real issue. I'm interested, Parras, when you are at school, is this a topic that you hear about? Do people talk about it? Do people feel comfortable sharing how they're feeling? Just what's your thought there, your overview?
Personally, I feel like just mental health in general is not really like a popular topic around students, but I feel like the teachers, like the staff, they do a really good job promoting awareness in mental health. Like Harvard provides a lot of options for like classes and stuff, but the teachers always make sure you know what you're doing right. It's like it's okay to go to your counselor. Like they allow you to go to your counselor during class if you're not feeling too great. Like if there's something wrong, counselors are always open, right? Teachers are really helpful, right? They always they want you to talk to them if there's something wrong, and they'll help you work stuff out. So I think it's really helpful, but I don't think it's like students don't talk about it enough.
Yes, so that's interesting. I mean, certainly that's, I think, a difference from when I was in high school. You could go to a counselor if you needed to, but it wasn't something that was really talked about or encouraged. So it sounds like in class and that type of thing, people will say, the teachers will say, hey, if you're struggling or having an issue, here's what to do. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, so obviously I have a similar view to Paras, but I think more so than going to the counselor, which I'd agree isn't that popular of an option. They try to have talks like directly with all the students at times. They have these things called like life meetings at our school.
Meeting.
Yeah. There they talk, especially there's this one, like, she's like an administrative person who's often talking about like advice on how to manage your like stress load by not taking too many hard classes and stuff like that. And even when she's not involved, often she goes out and finds like speakers who will talk about similar topics, like especially on the side of like managing stress, which I'd say is like pretty related to that, like the overall mental health umbrella. So
Austin, would you say that there is a lot of pressure that you feel, or maybe your peers feel, to get good grades or to perform or to be popular or whatever it is? I mean, social media is obviously a big challenge for mental health. What do you see as being the big challenges for people in your school?
I mean, I feel like grades are always going to be a big pressure on people. I feel like at CRLS, it's very clear from the teachers and the administration that you shouldn't let that get to you. Like there's like the standardized tests, MCAS, like we're not really happy about those at our school at all. Even the teachers are weird about that. So they will actually be like, this doesn't matter more than your mental health, more than your like worth as it doesn't.
They'll use the
dictate.
term mental health. When
Yeah,
talk.
they will use that. They'll say it doesn't dictate your value as a human being. You are more than just a grade. So that's very well addressed. I feel like social media is obviously also very well addressed. There's a lot of media literacy classes. ELA covers media literacy, and like this media is made in a way that kind of is bad for mental health. Like it's like made to be bad for mental health. So
Made to be addictive.
exactly. And I feel like school has done a pretty good job at dealing with that. I feel like there's still a lot of issues with it just as a whole, but I feel like it is definitely not our school's fault that is the problem.
So how about social media with respect relationships and girls and boys and all this kind of stuff? Certainly we've seen a lot of where students can be very cruel to each other in social media. And a lot of times that can really hurt somebody's feelings of value and self-worth. Any experiences in that area that any of you would have experienced or want to talk about?
Okay. So at my school, actually, one of my school team's Instagram accounts got permanently banned by the school because there were some not nice things being posted there about somebody. So that was really surprising to me because I actually knew some people on that team. I don't think they were involved in that, but I honestly don't know. So that was a little crazy, but I don't know. I think it got resolved peacefully. So
Do you feel like students have a level of emotional intelligence to understand that, posting or saying cruel things about other people is really damaging? Or, is this something that's being sufficiently addressed?
Personally, I like at this point in time, like we're like us students are more focused on like being funny to like other people or like sounding like funny to our friends. And we would like post things or say things, maybe not to like a person, but like in a group chat that we wouldn't say to them in real life. That's mean, but it gets laughs from like our peers and our friends. And because of that, I don't really think that's a great thing, right? Especially like talking to people behind us, talking about people behind their back. But I think it's just, like it's really prevalent and it's still pretty common. So.
I really agree with that, and I feel like it's like a pack mentality kind of thing. Because like by yourself, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't be like, oh, you wouldn't talk bad about that person. But because you're in that group, and like those people make you feel like you need to be funny, and it's nothing against them either. They're not, maybe by themselves they're not bad people, but just like as a group, it can be really harmful. So yeah.
Yeah, somebody becomes the target for a joke and everybody piles on, basically. Have any of you ever been on the receiving end of something like that? And how did it make you feel? No, very
Definitely not
fortunate group.
Yeah, not a big, no, not a big one. Like, obviously, like in your friend group, sometimes you can have like funny little laughs at each other, but nothing ever like even close to as big as like what I've like seen. Kind of like going back to the Instagram thing, like that was like I couldn't even believe that was like that big because I don't know, I've like never even thought about it.
Yeah. All right, so as we've been doing these interviews, a couple things have become pretty clear when it comes to maintaining good mental health. Good sleep, and I know that sleep can be hard during high school. Exercise, hopefully physical education programs aren't being cut from your schools and you're getting enough exercise. And then community, and I think also not putting bad stuff in your body. Drugs and alcohol and that kind of stuff. Where do you guys see is the biggest problem out of those four when it comes to sleep, exercise, not abusing your body, and having good, healthy community?
I can go. Yeah, I think there is a pretty easy choice for sleep, at least in my experience. Like, not even me necessarily. I think I actually managed to sleep pretty well in general. Maybe not entirely by my own doing. I have like a lot of time limits from my parent. All my stuff turns off at 10 p.m. So I just have to go to sleep anyways. But
Do you appreciate that, or do
Uh,
begrudge that?
I don't know. It's a little inconvenient at times when I'm trying to do work, but if I really need to do work, it's not that hard to like print out my math textbook, like ebook, and stuff like that. Although at times I feel it's getting in the way. I'd say over the long run, like I am sort of appreciative of that kind of guardrail. But yeah, otherwise I'd say like like at our school, I don't think there's that. Well, okay, I'm not that educated on this. I don't look around for people and interrogate them, but I don't think people do that many like use that many substances or skip out on PE because our school like has you play a sport. They don't actually have a PE class, so it's kind of geared towards people, I guess, leveling up. Like it tries to push you to step up your level in your respective like sport that you're interested in. I think like for those other topics that our school does a good job overall. Just yeah, sleep.
Okay, sleep, food, community, or what's the other one? Exercise.
Exercise.
Which one's the worst? Which one's the hardest?
Okay. I think sleep obviously is like a very big one for high schoolers just because like we truly don't have that much self-restraint when it comes to sleeping and like time that could be used for so much else, you know, so much productive stuff. That's definitely productive. But like, I feel like if I couldn't say sleep, I'd say there obviously has been like a lot of like this like vape culture kind of in my school, and it's not like an issue, it's not crazy, but like obviously if a kid's vaping, that's bad, that's not good for themselves or really I guess anybody in the vicinity. And I mean, the school is doing stuff to fix it, and I don't really know how it could be like addressed more, because it's an addiction and that like needs like serious help. That's not like a little like, oh, we can just do this and it'll fix itself. Like that is a hard problem to solve. So I don't know.
All right, so we're just going to go down the line. I want each of you to just think about the best advice you could give to people your age when it comes to achieving and maintaining good mental health. Like, what would be your top advice? Parras, we'll start with you.
I'm gonna go pretty basic, and I feel like the best thing that you can do is just talk to someone, talk to your friends, talk to your counselor, talk to your family. Yeah, just like never like let it bottle up inside you. Like for me personally, like Vuk's one of my closest friends, and if anything's happening to me, I feel comfortable. I can talk to him. So yeah, that's my best advice.
I'd say like don't compare yourself, whether it be over social media or like to your peers in person. Just yeah, don't worry about it too much and just do your thing.
Yeah, I'd say something similar. Like, be okay with yourself. Realize that you're like nobody's ever gonna be perfect, but like that's okay. And honestly, I've seen some pretty flawed people, but that doesn't mean that they're bad. In fact, I've seen great people that are flawed, and I can see their flaws, but that doesn't really matter in the overall scheme of things. So, like, chill, I guess.
Chill. All right, any final thoughts? All right, really appreciate all of you sharing your thoughts around mental health. And I think for all of us, most important thing we can do is make it okay to not be okay. And if your friend needs help, we can listen and help them get the help they need. All right, thank you so much.